we have had a most unsavory turn in the weather today. It has risen about 20 degrees as we approach the single digits to Halloween, and the storms that we had for almost a whole week seem to be gone at the moment. It's a very sad day for me, but I imagine a lot of other people will super enjoy this weather, and it'll be good for trick-or-treating, but I think I'm going to begin my vacation on a sunny note. Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So today is day 22 of Vlogtober and day 4 of my 13 days of Halloween, the countdown to Halloween, obviously, but it's the countdown that I'm doing where I did a gift exchange with Courtney from Fiber Fox Studios. Hello, Courtney. And I also have a Stranger Things related advent calendar that I will be showing you soon. Very soon. Let's see. This is a Saturday. Happy weekend. And I am popping open a nice cold Diet Pepsi. Sorry, but I really need this today. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's been a long day, and I have one more day of work, and then my vacation starts. So as you guys are seeing this, today is that last day. Like, I haven't slept yet, so tomorrow is technically the last day for me, but I really hope that it is better than today. I am so, like, sore. I think some of it is like, I mean, I'm an old lady now, so my joints, I think, are hurting. Like the joints that have like issues already, like I've got really bad knees and my hip, like where my backbone meets my hips. I don't know exactly if that would be your hip or your back, or I think I always say my hips hurt, but that's what I mean by that, like right at that joint. That still hurts from this awesome incident that I had when I first moved into the house that I lived in with my ex-husband, and I fell down a flight of stairs, a whole flight of stairs, which doesn't seem like that many steps until you are falling down. Like, I basically surfed on my back all the way down. So every step was right there on my hip backbone area. And occasionally that really hurts still. But I digress anyway. I'm very achy, and I think, like, I know I just said, like, our weather was warming up, but I don't think it's always the cold weather. I feel like it's whenever, like, the pressure changes when it goes from, like, warm to cold, and it doesn't help that I'm, if you can't tell by my voice, still sick. I'm sure there's, like, achiness going on, too. It'll be okay. I just have one more day to live through, and then I'm on vacation, so it'll be fine. But I had to get out my moment of whininess, I guess, since you guys are the only ones that will take pity on me right now. Please take pity on me. Anyway, I digress again. So yeah, other than it being a busy day today, work-wise, I don't have a lot to report. Hopefully that will change this coming week, and I will actually get you some, like, cool fall scenery and spookier content and fun stuff. But since that is not today, I'm just going to dive into opening the things that we have to open and talking about the things that we have to talk about. How about that? I have a few of the prize balls left. The E.T. ones, the Gremlins one. I almost called it the Gizmo one. The Gremlins one. There's a couple of the Halloween 2 specifically ones. And there is still one Universal Monster ball also. So, let us pick one for today. It is an E.T. one. And what did we... Oh! I think... Didn't I get the Gremlins patch yesterday? This one is the E.T. one. And it says, "Where are you from?" And it's got the little... globe. I actually don't remember this globe or whatever. I know some of you guys probably do if it's an actual reference. So if you remember it, can you tell me? Like, I know, obviously, where are you from? Because E.T.'s not from here and he was trying to get home and, you know, I know all that. But I'm just saying, like, the actual symbol, I don't remember that. And I feel like I should. It's got to be in the movie, but I am drawing a complete blank with that. And it's sad for me because I'm going to have to watch E.T. again is what I'm going to have to do. But I got the patch. Somebody jogged my memory about the symbol, but I got the patch. Let's see. Okay, so monster thing. And then let us do... I know some of you guys have came over from Courtney's channel, which thank you so much for joining us. Also, I'm only 5 subscribers away from 3,000 subscribers, you guys. So if you are so inclined, if you find me at all enjoyable, if you look through my previous content and see other stuff that I do, because it's not just vloggy, talky, spooky stuff. There's some of that, but a lot of that is for my witchy channel and my tarot channel, which are also linked below. But I do a lot of yarny stuff. I promise I do. Just haven't recently. So if you are so inclined, or if you are here for Stranger Things content, feel free to hit that button down below and subscribe. I only need 5 of you. I'd like a lot more, but I'll take anybody that wants to join in our family. But I really love to hit 3,000 during October. Like, that's just a spooky milestone to me. But I digress. Some of you anyway are here because of Courtney. And so let us do the gift exchange between Courtney and myself. Now, if you have been around for any amount of time, you know my fanaticism about Stranger Things. And so does Courtney. She found these cool stickers. This one it says Stranger Things 4 for season 4, but like a lot of them have been like the faceless characters, and she's written in them the numbers, but today's 4 corresponds, so this is present 4. And if you some reason don't know who Courtney is, her link is always down below for the rest of this month, and go check her out, go see the gifts that I got her, and judge for yourself who has the better gifting, but she gifts better, let me tell you what. She gifts better. So here is Courtney's present. It is a bag. There's something in the bag. I think there is anyway. I shouldn't laugh and be like, nope, it is just a bag. Surprise. We have tissue paper. This is like a mystery gift, or like the gift that keeps on giving. Let us see. Let us see. What do we have here? What? Oh, girl, you should have kept these for you though, because I know that she really likes skulls and sugar skulls, and they are stitch markers. Look at that. Look at the cute sugar skulls on them. I love these. Oh my gosh. And these are actually stitch markers. I didn't know she made stitch markers, but these are from the Crochet Clogger. So if you're familiar with her, I'm sure you are, but I will also try to remember to link her down below. But yeah. Aren't those beautiful? Oh my gosh, I've never seen these charms before either. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I am totally going to go use these now. Well, maybe I'll finish the video first, but oh my god, they're so cute. Okay. Okay. I really like them. So much that I got so excited I needed a beverage. And I'm also trying to keep this on the shorter end today because, again, I know that my videos have been super long lately. And I know that, well, I know that, and just so you guys know, it's pretty late here again. I waited until far too late to start the video because I kind of got home. And you know the days where you just get home and you sit for a minute and you're just like, oh, I'm so done with this day. This day was done with me when I woke up. That's me today. So I procrastinated, of course, And since it's being so late, I want to hurry up and get it uploaded before I go to sleep so that you guys have a video for today. So we're going to move right along. We're going to move on to the Stranger Things notebook that I have. This one is decorated with a bunch of 11s. And I have 31 different Stranger Things topics of discussion in here that I found along the way on the internet or that I've like come up with on my own, but they're like predictions for season 5, theories for things that are going on, fandom pairings that, you know, I want to see. You get the idea. And then I'm going to pick one. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to fidget with my hair like crazy, apparently. And then I'm going to give you like my opinion or why I'm talking about it. And then I am going to invite you guys to give me your opinions that may or may not agree with me. And that's totally cool because we're all nice around here, right? So, but I love, even just when you mention like, yeah, I could see that happening, or like it's still, because let me tell you, nobody around here, my friend Seth is super into Stranger Things, but not on the obsessive level that I am. I feel this need to consume all Stranger Things like knowledge and talk about it all the time because I'm crazy. Like I feel the same draw to Stranger Things that I feel to yarn, and you guys know that is a big draw for me. So I love it, even if you're just like, yeah, I could totally see that, or if you get more in depth and give me more conversation than just that. Any of it is welcome. I love it. I love hearing people's thoughts. I love it. So today's theory is, we'll do an easy one again. It is that Elle transferred some of her powers to Max is the theory. Let me explain a little bit for those of you. Well, obviously, I hope you know that spoilers are happening because it's been a while since 4 came out. It's been a few months. But in season 4, when Vecna took hold of Max and I almost said summoned her. That's not right. I don't know where that came from in my brain. When Vecna took a hold of Max and tried to sacrifice her, well, did sacrifice her. He was successful, as we all saw. I'm sure we all shared tears and had a moment, and like worldwide when we watched it. I'm sure we did. I definitely cried, so don't feel alone in that. I cried like a baby for multiple things in that season, in last season. Like I cried for, there was 2 deaths that I absolutely bawled during, not counting Max because she's technically not dead, as we all who have seen it know. But the way she got technically not dead was a new power that we saw from 11. And when she was in her mind, in her memories, and she saw the fight going down, and she saw Vecna take Max, and she saw Max dying, Elle reached out through her powers. Excuse me, sorry. And I think she said the words like "not today" or "you're not going" or something like that, or "you're not going, not today" or something like that. Anyway, and then she basically did lay on hands. And which actually isn't even a D&D reference. That's a World of Warcraft reference. Anyway, I'm nerding on different levels right now. She did, though. She did lay on hands, and she healed her to a degree. Max's shell is still around. Max is still technically alive, but when Elle tries to reach her subconscious, she's gone, right? In theory, she's with Vecna right now. And some people have theorized that Max will inevitably wake up or at least be a major player on the subconscious level, that she can like help infiltrate Vecna and stuff like that. And the theory is that when Elle healed her, what she did was transfer some powers to her. So people want to see and are assuming they will see Max on whichever level, whether it's her waking up or whether it's in her subconscious mind. But Max is going to gain sort of the same powers that like Vecna and 11 and the other kids had, which is where she could like move through thoughts, and Vecna can move through time, right? Or freeze it anyway. Well, Vecna's got a thing with time. We'll just say that without explaining that whole thing. But his powers, we have not seen the vast reach of his powers. I don't think. But yeah, some people think that Max has gotten powers transferred to her from 11. Whether she's going to use them for good or bad is also up for debate, which is another theory. But I could see that. We don't know. The thing is, we've never seen 11 do this. We've never seen Vecna do that. Well, no, Vecna's only used it for killing, not for living, which does make Elle kind of the opposite of him too, right? But like polar opposite. And it is like a good versus evil, obviously. Like that symbolism was obvious. But in theory, the power could work like if you're Lord of the Rings fans, when, oh my gosh, why am I brain farting on her name? Aragorn's girl. In the movie, okay, the thing is, in the book, this part wasn't her anyway. I know I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, but I promise it's leading back. So in the Lord of the Rings books, she wasn't there, or basically at this part. There was another elf who ended up being sort of like cut out of the movies, just so I'm sure they wouldn't have to have a different character, a different actor, and Liv Tyler got a little bit more screen time, right? But what she did was when in the book, he was saving Frodo, when Frodo had gotten pierced by the Morgul blade and was slipping into the Morgul realm and going to die, basically. She whispered an elvish prayer over him, and some of her elven magic, some of her longevity, her endless life got transferred into Frodo. So he's basically being like blessed, but he's being blessed by her giving him some grace, right? And in theory, I suppose, Elle could be doing something similar. There's been other like Tolkien references. Actually, there was other Tolkien references in this season. So maybe the Duffers were on a Tolkien kick. And see, I told you it would lead back. I promised I did. Maybe they were on a Tolkien kick, and that's how Elle's powers work. So with that in mind, I actually like that. Like, I was kind of on the fence, and I was like, it's possible, but I don't know. But then like when they found Eddie hiding at Skull Rock, pretty sure it was Skull Rock, the makeout spot where Eddie was hiding, and they found him in the woods, he made reference then to Tolkien. Because he said, it appears that that you're asking me to walk into Mordor, but the Shire is burning, so Mordor it is. And he left with them, because they were basically saying, like, you can stay here and hide, or you can come with us. And so he made that reference, and hardly any of them seemed to get it, which makes me really sad. Dustin got it, so points for Dustin. See, that's why Dustin is the cool kid to me. And I'm sure it's because Lucas was so involved with, like, worrying about Max at the time. But FYI, Lucas also knows a lot of Tolkien stuff, because there were Tolkien references in season 1. And in fact, Lucas was arguing with Dustin about names and things like that from the book and locations from the books. So Lucas definitely should have gotten that. But anyway, I digress. I digress on, sorry. But that being... realizing that, like, Tolkien obviously plays, and now talking about them in season 1, also referencing it, obviously it plays some kind of part, even if the part it's playing is just the creators, the Duffer Brothers, being influenced by Tolkien, right? Enough to mention it. So it is very possible that 11 is essentially Arwen. Arwen! I knew I'd get it. You guys that were sitting there yelling it at me. Essentially, Elle could be the Arwen of the Stranger Things world, and her grace, her magic could be transferred, because like Arwen still had her magic. She still had her longevity and her eternal life. Because if you remember later, she pretty much gave it up to be with Aragorn. So she still had it at this time. So what she did was just like basically like sprinkle a little bit of it onto Frodo, enough to keep him alive until they could get him to Rivendell and to Elrond, who was more powerful than Arwen, or the character from Glorfindel. Was it Glorfindel that did it in the books? I think it was. Elrond was more powerful than both of them together, I'm sure. Anyway, that was like a really big nerd twist. Sorry about all that. But I do think anyway that because they were inspired by Tolkien and his works, that it's possible that that's what is happening with Elle. Which, you know, I feel like I could do a whole lot of referencing between The Lord of the Rings now and Stranger Things, because if you really think about it, Gandalf and Sauron, I believe, were basically the polar opposites, the good and evil of each other. And that's what Vecna and Elle are so far also. And it was the ring that, like, yes, Sauron was already bad, but it was the ring that corrupted him further. I think it said in the movie it corrupted his mind or something like that. But it was just bad, right? And there was a reason, like, Gandalf didn't want to take the ring. He gave it to Frodo, and he pretty much said, I'll be unstoppable and awful if I take the ring. Because he would end up like his counterpart, Sauron, right? And if Elle were to veer down the wrong path, she also would end up like Vecna. And that's the whole thing, is the comparison between two of them. Okay, I'm really like, you can tell I'm tired. But this is like I've never made the reference between Tolkien and Stranger Things and made that connect. Anyway, like I knew it was there, but I never really, this is my, oh my gosh, I stopped to think about it. Like if I watch back through it, I wonder if you guys can just see that light bulb, like, oh my gosh, that, I don't know why some of you are probably like, duh, or we've seen movies or videos from other people that totally already said this, but I haven't. As much Stranger Things stuff and Tolkien stuff as I've watched, I can't believe that never dawned on me. I've heard a lot of Star Wars references with like Elle and, well, with all of them. I've heard a lot of Star Wars references. Elle basically being like Luke Skywalker. And in fact, that's, I think, why a lot of people like the whole Vecna's Elle's father kind of thing, because it would fall into that same lore parallel. Anyway, I'm totally done. I'm sorry. Do you guys think that it's possible that Elle transferred some of her power to Max? And if so, do you think Max will end up using them for good or evil? That's a bonus question I would love to hear your thoughts on. Mind blown, though. Okay, I'm going to stop, or I'm going to get back into it again. But we're just going to move right along. Speaking of Stranger Things, let's do that. Let's use that for a segue. Speaking of, let us visit our advent calendar for the day. Now, I will show you yesterday's again, and the poll is up for it. No, it's not. The poll's up for the day before's. The poll for this one is going up today. But I was asking about what you thought this name should be, and I feel this is a very Billy thing, if nothing else, because Billy is wearing denim a lot, and he has like the blue eyes, the ocean is not a part of him, but like really strongly implied with his character, because he was like the surfer kid in California, and he's the California ocean boy, you know, riding the waves and all that. So I feel like this is a very Billy color. The other thing that it could be, I suppose, is like an Eddie reference, because it's got like the darks in it, and Eddie had the denim. But I feel strongly that this is a Billy thing. And unless somebody convinces me hard otherwise, I think it's going to be called Billy. Now, the reason why I have the poles, since I digressed into yesterday's yarn, is because the lovely lady who dyes this and who will be dyeing my advent calendar for Christmas, she's done so many different advent calendars this year that she's not naming them or giving like reference to what she used as inspiration. So I am bringing up to you guys what you think for them. Also, I know I keep digressing and I am making this pretty short. My creepy story time is going to be pretty short, I promise. But I wanted to show you the one that the last poll as of right now of filming that is up was for day 2. And I want to show you that one more time because I put a, and right now I think it's winning actually. When I thought this was like a buyer's family type of color, Nana Rosanna, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with channel names. I will try to remember to link her also though. Go check her out. She's so wonderful. I love this lady so much. And she likes Stranger Things, so even more endearing to me. But she said she didn't know why, but it made her think of pumpkins. And for a second, I was like, yeah, you know, with the orange and stuff, I could see that. But you know what this makes me think of along those lines is Meryl's Pumpkin Farm. I think you're onto something there, ma'am. So I put that as a choice, and currently that is winning. But anyway, let's get on with opening today's, and I will get the poll up for Billy's. Well, I'm calling it Billy's yarn already. That's probably going to be the winner, but I'm going to go look through yesterday's comments and see if anybody had a different idea. And there's always the option to make a comment in the poll too. So if you have a different opinion, feel free to choose that and let me know down below. But anyway, day 4, we have opened. There is your sneak peek. Oh, it's pretty. Sorry, I had to get a good look at it because, oh no, there we go. Okay, so here is this beautiful, there are a lot of neon color. There is a speckling where there's some darker, like, I don't know if that was meant to be because it seems to only be like right there. But there is like these beautiful, like a blue gray running through here, a really light gray, and then this just beautiful neon yellow, safety yellow, however you want to highlighter yellow, however you want to look at it. And there is just a tinge of actual blue right here. So like blue, blue-gray, neon-y yellow. I think they might meet up to a little tiny, tiny bit of green right here. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. What would you guys think was the Stranger Things inspiration for this yarn? It definitely makes me think of like 80s colors with the neons. I'm gonna have to think about this. Let's see. We have the blue and the yellow, and if something is super obvious, help me out, guys. Like, I know that Elle's outfits have had some neon colors, but she's got a lot of pinks and blues with hers and not, like, the gray tone stuff. I'm a little stumped. A little stumped. I don't know. Give me some suggestions, you guys, please. Let's see. Trying to think, like the Starcourt Mall had some colors, like they had like neon signs, and they obviously had gray because of like the floor or the cement. So it's possible that this is a scene from like this, just the Starcourt Mall. But I would think that the mall would be a more like vivid, busy. I don't know. You guys, help me. I don't even have a suggestion of my own right now. If I do, I'll probably say it tomorrow. in tomorrow's Vlogtober. But hit me up with some Stranger Things references. I'm trying to get like a really good... But your girl is struggling on this one. It's pretty, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I just am trying to figure out the reference name because it's, for some reason, very important to me to name these. Like, I really need to know. So I'm going to put that away for today. I'm going to revisit it once you've had a chance to give me some comments. And I am just going to move right along to today's creepy story. Help me out. Help me out, please. I had a thought. Sorry, I just said I'm moving on. What about the colors? I'll open it up when I talk about it too. So I'll open it back up. What about... There's a lot of yellow on it though. I don't know. So, okay, here's my thing. The Demodogs. They have some gray coloring on them. They have a lot of green, but there is green right here. Hear me out. And then Dart specifically had that yellow like patch on his back hip, on his butt. What if this was meant to be Dart? That's really all I got. I guess I will want to see if there's a more dartier yarn, but that's my one idea that popped into my head at this moment. I'm done now. I'm done. Creepy story time. So, I tried to find something that was like shorter yet had obviously a Halloween and creep feeling. I am going to stop this and come right back in case my voice goes off. Sorry about that. I hate when my camera jumps over the 33-minute mark because it tends to make my lips are moving like 20 seconds after my voice comes out. And that's really annoying to me. I can only imagine it's super annoying to you guys. Today's creepy story has to do with actually something that I gave trivia on, I think, last year. But it is a more specific look into the origins of the jack-o'-lantern. And I basically just wrote out a little thing instead of having a full-on story. But let me tell you what it is today. So basically... the pre-Christianity origins of the jack-o'-lantern trace back to Ireland, England, and Scotland. The early Celts hollowed out root vegetables originally to symbolize the heads of their fallen enemies. And I actually found there is a museum in England, I believe, that has a like plaster mold or a molded plaster of a ghost turnip. That's what they were called. And it is really creepy. I took just a picture of it. I'm going to put it like right in here for you guys. But look at that. That would creep me out. That's all I'm saying. And imagine that thing with like a candle behind it, like a little coal ember so that it was glowing. Oh my gosh. If I was an evil spirit, that would successfully scare me away for the night. I'm just saying. So they were basically like war trophies because they were symbolizing their fallen enemies. During the Festival of Samhain, which actually, Samhain originally was celebrated on November 1st. And so Samhain Eve was the 31st, and that's what eventually evolved into the Halloween holiday. But during the Festival of Samhain, on Samhain's Eve, the spirits of the dead were thought to mingle with the living. And to ward them off, people made the same carvings of the dead and ended up lighting them as lanterns to last through the night so that the dead could see them, etc., etc. Turnips and other like beets and things like that. Potatoes, I think, were even used. Just root vegetables were sturdy enough to be carved and to be hollowed out at the same time for lantern purposes because they were a lot more plentiful than like metal and wood of lanterns. So that's why the lit up part of the origin happened. They were known as ghost turnips. And then there was an Irish folktale from the 18th century that talks about a shady character named Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack was not a good person in life. He was, like I said, really shady. He was always like cheating at cards. He was always trying to swindle people. He was just a bad guy. And the legend says that Jack once tried to trick the devil. He actually tried twice to trick the devil. And when he did meet his demise, Jack was unwelcome in heaven because of the sinister life he had led. Because like I said, he was not a good dude. However, he was also unwelcome in hell because of him trying to trick the devil on multiple occasions. He was left to wander for eternity, but the devil took pity on him and gave him the gift of an ember of coal to light his turnip lantern, thus inspiring the legend of the jack-o'-lantern. Some legends say that the wandering ghost of Jack finds a place to stay once a year. He takes up residence inside of a jack-o'-lantern of his choosing. So, if anything goes bump in the night from your porch or wherever your jack-o'-lantern is lit, be careful because you may be accidentally inviting the spirit of a wandering eternal ghost into your life. Woo, that scared me. Anyway, you guys, that was the origins and the creepiness of my pillow and of the jack-o'-lantern. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't my usual story time, but I did, like I said, want to keep it short today. And because I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm going to go eat dinner now while this uploads so that I can chat with you lovelies. So I will be back tomorrow, and I will be a free woman, free of work for at least a week. Oh, since it's a slightly shorter episode, I am going to tell you that I, hopefully, weather permitting, do have plans to go to the haunted house this week, this free week, in Niles, Michigan, if you've heard of that place. They're very famous for their haunted house. It's a big deal. So hopefully we get to go to that, hopefully. And okay, so our town is doing trick-or-treating apparently on 2 days. They're going to do it on the weekend. Like downtown is like a big area for safety and trick-or-treating. The businesses all participate and stuff, which is really cool. It's decorated down there. It is pretty cool, I will say. I just wish they would do it on Halloween and not pick the weekend, but I understand why. I just, for my own selfish purposes. But I'm winning both ways this year. So they're going to do that anyway on Saturday. And then on actual Monday, on Halloween, they're going to do trick-or-treating, like residential trick-or-treating. So win for me on both occasions as far as trick-or-treaters go, because sometimes we do on the downtown trick-or-treating day, because we're near some other like housing areas and stuff. We're not like very secluded, and we get the ones that are walking to and from, and I'll stand out there with the candy, and that's usually how I give out candy because we don't have it on Halloween, but we are this year. And the same day that there's downtown trick-or-treating, they're going to have a puppy parade. They're going to have a puppy parade with costumed puppies, and I imagine they'll be walking them and or like taking some for a ride in like either on a car or like in strollers. I'm just imagining this big puppy paradise of Halloweened up puppies. So we'll see, and we'll see if I'm able to go, and we'll see if the weather permits, but maybe I will have some puppies for you, and I'm very excited about that. So if I do, that will be on Saturday the 29th, so it'll probably come out on the 30th videos. So we'll see. Something to look forward to anyway. So on that happy puppy note, I am actually going to go, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to go to Courtney's channel and see what I got for her and show her some yarny love and all that good stuff. Check out her patterns, by the way. She's amazing. Did I mention that yesterday? She has amazing mosaic patterns. This is me shutting up, and I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye, guys.